ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. You know, in ancient times, either you were born free or you were born a slave. You couldn't get out of it. The great part, the great teaching of Jewish history is that slavery isn't forever. And this is what gave hope also to the blacks in the United States and many other places, that slavery isn't forever. But how did the Jews get out of slavery in Egypt? Well, the Bible says that God sent 10 plagues against the Egyptians. And the Pharaoh didn't want to let them go, said yes, no, but he changed his mind. Finally, after the last plague, he let them go. What was the last plague? All the firstborn died. That included Pharaoh's own son. When he saw that his own son died, he said, let's get rid of them, and the Jews left Egypt. The question is, why didn't Pharaoh let the Jews go after the first plague, when the waters of the river Nile that are so important for Egyptian agriculture became blood, and that interfered with their agriculture? Well, maybe one, he thought it's an accident. After the second plague, after the third, fourth, fifth, why wait for 10 plagues? His astrologers, his advisors told him, get rid of these people. God is with them. You better get them out, or else they'll finish Egypt. We will end up in total destruction. Yet he did not, until it affected his own house, his own family. Why was that so? I don't know. But lately I think of the following. You know, the tyrants, despots, and many people think they're right no matter what. You see that reality is totally different, yet they stick to their own thinking because they think they're right. It's like God-given intelligence. In fact, the Pharaoh thought of himself as a god. How could he be mistaken? You know, during the Second World War, when Germany was already losing the war, instead of using all their resources to fight against what they considered their enemy, obviously, the Allied forces, they still took vengeance of the Jews. So what's their hatred? In other words, Hitler thought he is right about the Jews. You have to exterminate them no matter what. You see, reality is different. Even if reality is different, they reinterpret it. Sometimes you find even in a family, a father, a mother, or really despots, and they think they're right no matter what reality is. No matter what circumstances tell them, they think that they're right. And I think that is a tremendous mistake. You know, we are so sure of ourselves that we don't realize what events really are developing around us. Take a look at this same Pharaoh. He sent them out of Egypt after the firstborn died. But then he thought, no, I made a mistake. He ran after them once. Even after his own son died, he thought he was still right. He had to enslave the Hebrews. And I think that is a very difficult problem to overcome. We are too sure of ourselves. I have always admired people who, when circumstances suddenly change. You know, there are disruptive technologies in this world. There are also disruptive manners of thinking. Who has nowadays a camera, really? We all have telephones. The telephone is our camera. There are people who know how to adapt to new circumstances. There are others who are so established, so rooted to their own preconceived notions that it's impossible for them to progress. And I think that progress is the ability of seeing what is happening. The Talmud teaches, who is intelligent? Haro'e et hanolad. He who sees what? Nolad, is that the future? No. Nolad means it already happened. It was already born. He sees reality, what happened. He is intelligent because he realizes there is a new reality. Something new has been born, and he has to adapt to that new reality. So maybe this was one of the basic problems of Pharaoh, that he could not adapt to a new reality. Maybe this is the problem of many tyrants, even to this very day, that they cannot adapt to the rights of human beings to be free, to be able to decide their own future.